You made a point on Tuesday night after the game, Graham, to acknowledge what the directors have done in being able to give you the funds to bring in the likes of Pascal and now Prince Bourbon as well. I mean, that has helped, hasn't it? I mean, they've given you 100% backing so far.
They've been brilliant. I mean, absolutely brilliant. I keep knocking on John's door and saying, look, I could do it with another player, and that must be a little bit annoying, I think, hearing constantly, because the team are doing well. But there's a reason behind that. You know, I want to have a strong bench. I want to have players in the team who are like for like, good as each other, not a predominant 11 or 12 who are going to play, and therefore there's no pressure from behind, because I think we all perform when we're looking over our shoulder. And if we can create that and build that and continue to get results, I'm sure they'll continue to back us, and who knows where it'll take us. So the transfer window coming up in January, we definitely want to be in the top half of the table and see what, certainly in the cup competitions also. And if that's the case, John has told me that he would back us. Doesn't necessarily always mean in terms of the market, but there's a lot of stuff I want to do behind the scenes in terms of sports science, which will be huge indicators to players' levels, their performances, and their ability to perform on a Saturday. Not just word of mouth, but actually me backing up with the hard evidence.
As well as bringing players in, you made it known that Mike Edwards is available to leave the club. Where does that currently stand? Has there been any interest in Mike so far?
No, as of today, as I sit here now, I haven't heard anything. That may change, and it can change on a daily basis. You know, managers and teams are struggling in all areas of pitch, and make decisions then based on injuries, suspensions, performances, results. So, you know, it's a constantly changing picture. But up to now, I haven't heard anything. You know, I think it's important for Mike that he gets games, that he goes out there and he gets himself back in the shop window. I know it was like when I was at Sunderland, having come back from being out of the game for a year with my knee injury. You are very quickly forgotten about, and it's difficult. You know, your history and your reputation, it might go before you, but it doesn't actually give you any opportunities going forward in the future. So I think it's important he gets his face out there, gets some performances in, and then gives himself an opportunity to be ahead of the game come January. He's not in that bucket of players, if you like, who are all vying for the same position. You know, he can do himself a favour and be ahead of the game.
And like any other manager at this level, you have to do an element of wheeling and dealing with players coming in. Will that mean we might see other players going out? Yeah,
well, I mean, you know, finance dictate that, and I think players who are here who aren't going to figure, I think it's important to be fair to them if they've been fair to me and the football club and given their all. And you know, it might be a case of even one or two of the younger lads maybe getting some game time elsewhere, just to progress their careers, to give them some game understanding and the importance of Saturday, Tuesday football, because it's all well and good players coming in and performing for one game. You know, we need them to perform on a regular basis and know that I can trust them. So we'll address that over the forthcoming days and weeks and see what we have available. I think it's important that we don't dive in too quickly, because we've seen what can happen when the squad is slightly decimated. We do need a bigger group, but I think we have to be calculated in the risks that we take.